my name is Nia. I'm a social work student. For my final project, I'm conducting a practice session to use the skills that I've learned this semester. And I will be recording it. This video will only be seen by me and my professor. Everything else is confidential. The only information that I will have to disclose is if you mention harming yourself or harming others. Is that okay? Do you understand? Okay. And what is your name?
Tiffany.
Is it okay if I call you Tiffany, or do you prefer something else?
I don't mind Tiff or Tiffany.
Okay. So what brings you in today?
Well, I work at Wegmans, and I experienced something that made me very uncomfortable.
Hey, do you want to talk about the situation?
I do. Well, I work in the produce department replenishing fruits and vegetables, and one day as I'm putting up potatoes, an older man walks up to me and says, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm thinking he's going to ask me about the vegetables I'm putting up or about another product in the department. And he asked me, "What nationality are you?" And instantly I was just caught off guard. I didn't know where he was going with this question. And I tell him, "Well, I'm black and white." And he asked me, "Well, when you register for school, what do they consider you as?" And I tell him black. And then he starts to raise his voice at me, yelling, telling me, "Oh no, tell them you want to be white, tell them you want to be white," and saying just stuff that made me feel uncomfortable. And he asked me another question and says, "Do you even get anything for being black?" And all I could say was, "Well, I'm eligible for a scholarship to college." And I didn't know what else to say. I was just taken off guard, and I was just completely uncomfortable. And it upset me, honestly. So I brought the situation back to a few of my coworkers, and I started to tell them what happened and how I felt uncomfortable and how it upset me and how I never experienced anything like that before, so I didn't know what to do. And all they kept telling me was, "Oh, that's not racist. That's not racist that he said that. I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying that." They were basically telling me that basically I shouldn't feel any type of way that he asked me if I get anything for being black. So I was upset by that. And then one of my coworkers says that they should take everything away from black people and then we could finally be equal. So I asked her, "So should they take the reservations away from the Native Americans?" And she says yes. I said, "Well, why do you feel that they should take scholarships away but not the reservations?" And she really didn't have an answer for it. So it started a big debate, and the head manager comes in, and it's like he's taking their side too. "No, that's not racist. That's not racist. Maybe he shouldn't have asked what your nationality was, but he wasn't being racist." So I just felt completely uncomfortable, unwanted, out of place. Like I just wanted to quit my job, honestly. I didn't want to work there anymore. They were all Caucasian. There was nobody with my skin complexion or darker there to take my side, and I just felt like I shouldn't be there, like I didn't belong there.
So it sounds like you wanted someone to validate your feelings and to understand at least why you felt that way, even if they've never felt that way?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did the initial conversation with the customer end?
After he asked me if I got anything for being black, and I told him that I'm eligible for a scholarship, he just really didn't have too much to say. He just shrugged his shoulders, gave a look, and kind of just went about his way. So I finished putting up the food I was putting up and went in the back to speak to my coworkers.
And you spoke with your coworkers before you spoke to your manager?
Yes, he walked in on the conversation.
So it sounds like everyone was agreeing with the customer rather than trying to understand why you felt the way that you felt?
I think they just didn't understand where I was coming from. Not so much them agreeing with him and what he had to say, but just not taking my feelings into consideration at all.
Okay. And where is this Wegmans located that you work at?
Route 31 in Clay, New York.
And is that a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, or are there other minorities around?
Mainly all Caucasian. No African Americans in my department at all.
Okay. And The head manager, when you say head manager, do you mean the manager of the entire store or just the manager for the shift?
Just the manager for the produce department. He runs the whole department I work in.
Did you consider speaking to the manager of the entire store to express these feelings?
No, I kind of just wanted the situation just to be over with. I did shed a few tears. My feelings were hurt, but after that, I just tried to hurry up and just wait for my shift to be over.
And how did you make it through the rest of the day, experience what you felt?
Well, I kind of cried on and off, but other than that, I didn't speak to anyone for the rest of my shift, and I just kept doing my job.
Okay. Well, I'm here to kind of validate your feelings and let you know that I understand. Being an African American, there are things that we have and we can make it somewhere, so you don't have to feel as though you don't belong, because there are other people where they feel as though they don't belong, and there are ways to feel that you do belong. Are there other ways that you can be transferred to another store where you'll feel more comfortable working?
Well, since I got my job through a program called Hillside, I have to wait until January to transfer, but I will be transferred to a store closer to home, which means there'll be different people that I work with, not all Caucasian, not all African American, so I feel like I'll be more comfortable at a store closer to where I live rather than 25 minutes away at the Route 31 store.
And do you feel like you handled the situation better than most people would?
I don't know. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have expressed my feelings to my coworkers or to as many people as I did in my department. I could have saved myself a few tears probably than having to deal with that conversation. Next time I know, I'll speak to someone in private. And if the head manager, again, doesn't agree with me, I'll just take it to someone even bigger than him.
That sounds like a good idea. It could probably get you a lot more help than you've received in the past. And since this situation, have you worked?
Yes, I have.
Have you experienced anything like that? Or has that been the only time you felt out of place?
That's pretty much the only time. I think after they saw me cry, they felt bad, and I made an effort to make me feel more comfortable.
Are you still considering the switch since then? Or because they made you feel comfortable, do you have any feelings of staying there in that department?
I do. I am more comfortable now in my department. They make me feel a little more welcome. They speak to me more. They make jokes with me. They do make me feel comfortable, but I am going to switch only because it is closer to me, so I won't have to worry about getting all the way out there all the time. But I think I will experience a little sadness when I leave them because they have made me feel more comfortable.
Do you want to talk about why it will make you feel sad? Other than just feeling comfortable, have you built relationships with people?
Not really close relationships, but I have made some friends working there in that department. I learned a lot working with them, mainly about produce and Wegmans, but they make me laugh now that they talk to me. So I guess I have built somewhat of a relationship with certain people in my department. I think that's why I'm going to be sad to leave them and not really see them anymore because they live out there, so they're closer to that store.
So it sounds like at first you were a little upset and uncomfortable with the situation, but now you feel a little at ease because you've expressed your emotions. They've made an attempt to make you feel more comfortable and to try to work with you so that they can understand. Okay. And is there anything else you want to add to this? Anything else you wanted to express?
I don't know. I guess I do appreciate. It is a good thing that I did express my feelings, even though I said I should have handled it differently. But with me expressing my feelings, I probably wouldn't have built relationships with them because then they would have never saw me cry. They would have never seen me express my feelings so deeply and actually know that I do have feelings and that I did feel some type of way about the situation. So because I did express my feelings, I have built relationships with them. So I guess it is a good thing that I did.
Okay. And I want to thank you for coming in and talking to me. I hope that if this situation ever occurs again, you feel more comfortable expressing your feelings to your coworkers and your managers.
Mhm.
You have a good evening.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.